What if I told you that the habits that build billion-dollar empires would probably destroy the average person's life? We see the jets, the mansions, the headlines, the interviews where everything sounds strategic and polished. But behind that shine, there is another layer, a set of behaviors that rarely get discussed. Not illegal secrets, not conspiracy theories, just uncomfortable truths about how extreme wealth is often built. And once you see these patterns, you can't unseen them. Let's start with the first one. Most billionaires don't believe in balance. The idea of work-life balance sounds nice, healthy, responsible. But for many ultra-successful founders, balance is a distraction. They go all in. 12-hour days, 15-hour days, weekends blurred into weekdays, vacations that turn into strategy meetings, relationships strain, sleep gets sacrificed, hobbies disappear, everything bends around the mission. To them, obsession isn't unhealthy, it's required. But the level of focus doesn't just affect their schedule, it changes how they make decisions. Because when you operate all that level, you learn to be ruthless. And that's the second habit nobody likes to admit. Ruthless decision making. When you are building something massive, emotions can feel expensive. Cutting a failing project quickly, letting go of underperforming employees, walking away from long-time partners if they slow growth. Most people hesitate. They overthink. They worry about being liked. Billionaires often optimize for outcome, not approval. That doesn't mean they are heartless. It means they prioritize scale over comfort. And when you consistently choose logic over emotion, something shifts. You stop seeing decisions as personal. And eventually, you start seeing relationships strategically. That's where it gets interesting. At extreme levels of success, relationships often become calculated. Networking isn't just social, it's leverage. Conversations are filtered through alignment. Who adds value? Who shares vision? Who can accelerate the mission? The circle gets smaller, tighter, more curated. Trust becomes rare. Access becomes controlled. It's not cold, it's efficient. But living that way slowly rewires how you connect with people. Because when every interaction is filtered through impact and outcome, casual connections fades. And that leads to another powerful habit, control. Many billionaires struggle to let go. They built their empire from nothing. Every detail mattered in the beginning. Every hire, every product tweak, every decision. The habit of hyper-awareness doesn't disappear once the company grows. It scales with them. They want dashboards, metrics, real-time updates. They want to know what's happening across every decision. Delegation exists, but oversight remains intense. Control feels safe, but control often hides something deeper. Fear. Not fear of failure in the traditional sense, fear of irrelevance. When you reach the top, staying there becomes the new battle. Markets shift, technology evolves, new competitors rise, public opinion turns fast. The fear is not what if I fail, it's what if I fade. That fear fuels a constant drive, even after billions are secured. Even after awards and recognition, there is always another mountain. And that leads relentless competitiveness. You would think once someone wins, they relax. Often they don't. Because for many high achievers, life becomes a scoreboard. Revenue growth, market shares, rankings, influence, impact, net worth, everything is measured. Even downtime turns productive. Reading becomes research. Conversions become strategy. Travel becomes opportunity scanning. The game never stops. But here's the uncomfortable question. What does that lifestyle cost? Because extreme success often comes with isolation. The higher you climb, the fewer people truly understand your reality. Friends from earlier phase may drift away. Conversations start to feel different. Motives become harder to read. Trust becomes more complicated. When you have immense resources, you also attract immense attention. And not all of it is genuine. So the inner circle shrinks, privacy tightens, Guards go up, not just physically but emotionally. That isolation can create disturbance from normal life. Simple things become complex, relatability shifts. And then comes the part almost nobody talks about: identity. For many billionaires, their company is not just a business, it's who they are. Their name becomes attached to the brand, the mission becomes personal, the growth becomes proof of worth. And when your self-worth ties itself to performance, stepping back becomes terrifying. Retirement sounds relaxing in theory. In reality, it can feel like disappearing. If the empire slows, does that mean you slow? If the company struggles, does that mean you failed? That identity trap keeps them locked in the game, even when they don't financially need to play anymore. Now, here is where this gets complicated. None of these habits are purely evil. Obsessions can create innovation. Ruthlessness can save companies. Control can maintain standards. Fear can fuel progress. But they come with trade-offs. And that's the part social media rarely shows. We glamorize the outcome. We rarely discuss the psychological reading required to get there. So the real question isn't, are these habits bad? The real question is, are you willing to live with them? Because extreme success demands extreme behavior, and extreme behavior reshapes your life. Most people say they want billions. Fewer people want the obsession, the pressure, the isolation, the endless competition. The identity merge between self and success. And maybe that's the hidden truth. We admire the results, but we don't always understand the cost. So the next time you see a headline about another $1 billion deal or a record-breaking valuation, remember this. Behind that number is a human being operating at psychological intensity most people would never choose. The dark habits are not always immoral. They are extreme, and extreme always comes with a price. And here is something to think about. If you had to choose between a peaceful, balanced life and an unbalanced life that could build an empire, which would you actually pick? Because you can't fully have both. And that decision is more personal than financial. If this perspective opened your eyes, stay tuned for more deep dives like this. And subscribe if you want powerful insights into success, mindset, and the hidden psychology behind wealth.